Today we're reacting to Men Are Crashing Out Over the 9 to 5 Scam by Ty Boogie Podcast. Before I was able to get here, I don't know how, but someday, maybe in some way, I'll tell you my whole job history, bro. I've done so many jobs. Now, I've never worked a full-time. I only did part-time every job I went to because I needed the time to work on the things that was gonna build me. I'm sure I'll talk about more of that into the video.
I hate clocking in. I hate talking to managers. I hate having meetings. I hate having coworkers. I hate everything about having a job.
Somebody tell me how to make $300,000 in a week. Listen, I don't know what's wrong with y'all folks. Well, y'all be seeing this shit where you saying 300,000 a week. Yeah.
Hey, since these clips are gonna come back up, I'll talk about them whenever they individually when they come up. Oh my God.
For the most part, we was all taught the same thing. Be a good kid, go to school, get good grades, go to college so you can get a really good job. This was the universal route of success for most of us.
Which I'm not mad at that blueprint. If in regards to it's a better thing for me to just, I felt like our people told us to do than to just there's also entrepreneurial ways where you can go off and do this. I feel like it's better off that we learn that and we bring it to maybe our parents' attention or certain people's attention, and then they give us their opinions on it, and we go on and try it out and do those things ourselves while also staying on the path of a potential blueprint success. I feel like by our parents and grandparents telling us to do that, it might not have been perfect, but nothing is perfect necessarily. It's still okay, you're still, they're trying to keep you on the path of learning shit. And during that whole thing, you're also going to have experiences as well. You feel me? I'm not mad or yes, it might be somewhat outdated. Niggas is definitely not getting jobs like they used to straight out of college. I can see that. But I don't feel like we should be bashing the people that told us that, or having some envy against the people that told us that, because I feel like it's not a bad thing to tell somebody young to do, because it's still in the place of progression. I'm not gonna tell my son I want my son to have it so easy because of how difficult I had it. So I don't know if I'm gonna tell my son, I'm gonna give my son knowledge on being an entrepreneur and fund his things that he wants to do and try to figure out to become. But I don't want him to if my son would just be a doctor or a lawyer or something. I really want to be on some be a doctor or lawyer shit. But I want him to want to do it too. I just don't want him to feel it does, not my choice at the end of the day. But I just know how difficult it is, those nights where you really sitting there am I gonna be able to do this? But that also builds character, so I'm conflicted as a parent. But my nigga gonna be okay regardless.
But now we're adults, and people are really sick and tired of living the life that we was told was the path to success, and they're regretting ever listening to that advice. And because of this realization, this is creating confusion between generations. Check this out.
Somebody tell me how to make $300,000 in a week. Listen, I don't know what's wrong with y'all folks. Well, y'all be seeing this shit where you saying 300,000 a week. Well, y'all saying this shit. Personally that's making 300,000. I don't.
Exactly.
You know why?
Why?
Because y'all should have been figuring that shit out, changing the trajectory of the family. But instead, what y'all was doing at McDonald's, making fries and shit, learn how to make fucking nuggets and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is I'm trying to show you the way to do it better. See, I didn't get past the fries and the nuggets. I didn't think high level, getting to manager level. I was just
that's not high level, bro. That's some basic shit.
No, I'm saying I got comfortable with fries.
So that's your thing, fries. Fries for 30 years.
Yeah, but that's what I got comfortable with. But I'm telling you now that I know better.
Now, this is, I don't know where the mindset of being comfortable at fries. My mother never, ever, ever would have told me nothing about being comfortable at doing fries. It went 30 here. Never, in no possible way. This is also a mindset from the family as well. You know what I'm saying? My intermediate family all have some type of like dream big. My mom, I always praise my mom and just give her flowers for what she instilled in my brain. She was like, if I said I wanted to be the first motherfucker to run in the air and run to the moon, she would have been like, you gonna do that? Cause it just tuned my brain to make me believe that I could really do anything. You know, like if I put my mind to that shit and really do anything, she would not even have allowed me to be like, yeah, man, I want to be a fry cook. Boy, you gonna do that and so much more. It don't stop at no fucking fry cook though. You not gonna be a fry cook. She gonna be quick to be like, you gonna be done. This is why certain people stuck working at Walmart. And I'm like, oh, working at Walmart for years is not okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I never would have thought this.
Like, go to the next level. Go to management.
It's so crazy to hear two different generations have this conversation. And I think about myself, I have similar conversations with people in my...
But I will say $300,000 a week. A week? You know we gotta pull up that calculator. Times 4 times 12. Well, hold on. That's 14 million a year. And I definitely gonna get to 25 million minimum a year, some way, somehow. So I mean, hey, let me hold on, definitely gotta figure that out.
My family, in that video, the older gentleman was saying, listen, don't just be an employee. I want you to want more for yourself. Be the manager. Be the person that's in control. The younger dude is saying, I want to own the whole McDonald's. It's two different mindsets that this generation has versus the older generation. But then you may ask yourself, like, well, why did the older generation like that? Your young dude said, well, why didn't y'all put us in better positions? I feel like the older generation did exactly what they knew to do. We, in the age of social media and information, the amount of information that we're getting right now, back in the day, they either had to read a book or see it in an encyclopedia.
Yeah, good or bad, too. You know what I'm saying? As much as people be shitting on how bad the internet and TikTok and da-da-da, do you know how much information? Google used to just look something up, it come up a little article, it show, okay, this is that. Nigga, you go to TikTok, it's gonna give you the AI thing, generates the question that you're looking for, and you get visual, video, edited proof of what that shit looks like. You know what I'm saying? Of what's your situation. Okay, this is what you're looking for. This is how you do that, or this is the information like that. So we also getting fed so much knowledge and so much shit that it's just different. That they probably would have had to pay fucking back then. $300 was a lot. They would have had to pay fucking 6 life savings to get some of the info that we can get. Just, you know what I'm saying?
And if they had to read a book, that means that somebody else had to put it in a book and was okay with other people getting that same information. See, what you don't realize is that a lot of people that were successful back in the day, they were taught by their granddads, they were taught by their fathers, because success was passed down to them. If you had nobody to pass success down to you verbally, it was gonna be a lot harder for you back in the day than it is now.
Am I the only one who wants to just quit my job, maybe buy a minivan or buy an old car, and just hop in the car and just simply travel and just see the world, man? Like, am I the only one who simply just wants to see life and experience life and not be caught up in this rat race for the rest of my life? You know, we pay bills, we pay taxes, and we work hard, and we bust our behinds for these jobs, but it's like, is that it? We just work, pay bills, pay taxes, work, pay bills, pay taxes, sit in traffic. Is that it?
It don't gotta be. But the thing is this, like, okay, boom. You get in your van, you buy your shit, whatever, and you just experience it. Do what makes you happy. I just know what I know what makes me happy. And when those larger deposits hit my account every month, boom, 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 I'm building some happiness there. You know what I'm saying? I can't just get myself in a van and leave and drive off. I got too many responsibilities. I got a son, I got a girl, I got my mama, I got, you know what I'm saying? Seeing that they good makes me happy. Growing in what it is that makes that makes me bread makes me happy. Seeing this YouTube channel and building this community and building other channels makes me happy. And I'm working every day. It used to be I was working all day and night. You feel me? So, and at some point you get in that van, you driving around, gas, you gonna still have to get gas. You gonna still have to. DDG says some real shit. Money don't buy you happiness, but being broke don't either. So I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna do what the fuck I gotta do. I'm gonna take my vacations. I'm gonna and I'm gonna come back, sit back in this chair, and get to fucking work. Gotta get to work, and I get it. Niggas don't want to clock in no more. But listen, from a nigga that I didn't just get on here and it just pop and no. I had to go to work, hours, to essentially work, come back home and work some more on my shit that I actually gave a fuck about. So I was like, okay, all right, I know I can't get all this money I can't work 80 hours every pay period because I need to work on some of this that I know I'm not getting no money for, but I'm gonna take the pay cut because I know eventually someday, I'm gonna be able to get on this bitch and run up this bag. And therefore, now this is happening. State my niggas that is locked in right now. Don't like just work, get enough money to where everything's paid and all your responsibilities are taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And do what you gotta do on the side. I'm telling you, that's the formula.
Is this all there is to life? I can't be the only one who
if you let it be.
And wonder sometimes, like, this is not, like, this can't be real life. Like, it's no way. We were sold a lie. The American dream is a lie. It is no way it should be this difficult to survive in the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is incredible to me. I don't understand. So sometimes I think,
start making changes, my nigga.
I just want to quit, hop in the car or hop in the minivan or something, and just travel. Like, I mean, life is gonna pass us by anyway.
How far are you gonna get with the amount of money you got in your bank account, bro?
I'm not saying let's just have a mass walkout at our jobs. I mean, if it happens, it is what it is. But
that's
it's
what
just
he
like
wants.
There has to be something more than this, right? It can't just be work, pay bills, pay taxes, right?
You know, I never understood how people.
It's not funny. He really trying to, like, bro. He's really living a life where he really feeling that bad too, bad. You know what I'm saying? And it don't gotta be that, but it just takes extra work. It takes extra work. I know some niggas hate to hear it, but that's just what this shit is, bro. It takes extra work. It takes extra time. It takes extra effort, extra sacrifice. It's just what it is, bro. And you either get with this shit or live how this nigga's living. Mad in the car, trying to tell. He would love if he heard tomorrow and got a call saying, everybody's walking out of their jobs, bro. If nobody's giving a fuck no more, bro. We all walking out, yeah. He's gonna do that with him. He'd be happy. Yes. If I heard everybody was not posting on YouTube tomorrow, we all doing a strike because we all feel like we need to be. My videos is going up.
Hate their jobs so much, but have a retirement plan to do it for 20 years. Like, you're gonna be doing that job for 20 years, but you hate your job so much. Like, there's nothing in life that I hate doing that I plan on still doing it for 20 more years. Like, really wrap your mind around that real quick. Like, you hate waking up. You hate the whole experience of going to work and sacrificing 8 hours out of your day, but you have a plan to do it so you can retire. And the craziest thing about retirement is that once you retire, you're getting a portion of what you used to make while you were physically working, and your retirement money does not go up as inflation goes up. In other words, my grandmother actually told me this. The money that she made when she retired probably like 15 years ago is the same exact money that she's making today from her retirement, which is why a lot of retired people have to keep on working.
But in inflation, so things is going up. So 15 years ago, when that much money was that much, and this is why it's so important that you almost in this life, it's crazy, it's wild, and you can say it's unfortunate, you can say however you want to say it. I just call it life and adapting, but you almost like gotta be rich to live, cause shit's going up in price. You do retirement 20 years later, that dollar amount is not worth the same as it was back then. Like I said, you can call it what you want. You can get mad, sad, glad. But guess what? You're going to have to adapt. Some shape or way or form. Make the right investments. Whether you got children, invest in your children right, in their futures, so they can take care of you when you're younger. Invest in whatever it is you invest in. Invest in your craft. You got to invest in yourself and figure out a way to get more on your motherfucking. That's why it's hard for me to feel sorry for motherfuckers. And I know in some situations it's different. You know what I'm saying? I do have empathy for some situations. But if you a nigga like me, where I'm working jobs and Amazon trucks, jumping over dogs, getting bit in the ass, bit on the ankles, throwing packages, doing this, that, but then come home and still do what I gotta do. My nigga, look, bro, it's up to you, man. That's like, I had to do this video. I know I was gonna yap long. We 5 minutes in. The video is already almost at 20 minutes over here on my end. Let's keep watching.
You know how much more expensive things are versus they were 15 years ago? So what good is her retirement money? Instead of working a job that you don't like for 20 years, why not make it a means to an end? I don't get that for the life of me.
Am I the only one that doesn't see the point of this anymore? Trading your time for money. So I'm supposed to give you 8 hours of my day for 5 days a week for the rest of my life?
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that's not comfortable with living 20 years of my life having to ask another human being that God put on this earth, walks and has 2 legs just like me, 2 eyeballs just like me. I gotta ask this person, hey, can I go on vacation this weekend with my family? I just need the Friday to the Monday. Or,
nope.
Or can I get Monday to Wednesday? Like, do you mind if I just want to go out of town? My daughter's on spring break and I want to enjoy a little bit of time with my daughter. And they look at me and they say, oh, I'm sorry, right now is not a good time because it's peak season and we really need you. Whole time, if something was to happen to me, they would replace me the next day. My job would be at the job fair the next day. But I have to miss out on valuable time because I'm making somebody else rich. I want to just paint a picture for y'all real quick, all right? Every single job, every corporation, every sign, everything you see on your way once you leave your house, it all manifested from somebody else's thoughts, right? Even this hat that I'm wearing, this shirt that I'm wearing, this chain, the lights behind me, this pillow, everything is from somebody else's idea. With that idea, that person put it into action. It slowly grew into something that you now can see. That human being now needed somebody else to pull the strings for them. They could go live the life that they actually want to live with their time. But the only way they can do that is by making you sacrifice your time so they can have more time. Meanwhile, you have to beg somebody at work for 3 days of free time. When you work a 9 to 5, at least an hour of traffic just getting home. By the time you're home, you're too tired to do anything, and now you're preparing for the next day.
Shout out to Ty Boogie, bro. This is a video that niggas need to be watching. This is a video that niggas need to be watching. This is a video that I watch that by Mac Muller, or it's not by Mac Muller. Mac Muller's reacting to a video, and basically the video was about your life, a person's life at 20,000 a year, 40,000 a year, 100,000 a year, a million, 10 million, and 25, and it shows the lifestyles of all of them. I watch that video very, very often. I've seen it multiple times, very often, But it's just so much stuff in there, and it helps you realize certain things. You know what I'm saying? It helps your brain think a certain way. And I think this is one of those videos that, you know, is a good reality check kind of video, just to be like, this is what's going on for niggas. You feel what I'm saying?
So your whole life is really working. You spend more time with your coworkers than you do with your wife or your husband or your kids. Not speaking down on nobody that loves their job and they love going to their 9 to 5. I'm not mad at you. But if you hate your job, but you sit here and tell yourself you're going to be doing 20 years, or maybe you didn't tell yourself you're going to do 20 years, but you're not seeing it as a means to an end, or you're putting some type of action into it being an end, I just want to wake you up.
Motherfuckers always asking me my dream job like I just like working. Bitch, I hate working. I tell people all the time, bro, my dream job is to not have a job. I hate clocking in. I hate talking to men.
I don't know how you've gone. I mean, maybe he don't mean, because you gonna have to work regardless. So maybe he needs to just clear this up. For guys, if you want money in the life that you want, depending on what the life is that you want, you're gonna have to work. You may not, you know, like, I don't have to report to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here and I report to myself and I have employees, but that's still work. I'm still here working. You know what I'm saying?
Managers. I hate having meetings. I hate having coworkers. I hate everything.
Well, I hate all this too. What he talking about?
I hate having to wait on a paycheck. I don't want that. I hate this shit. I really hate this shit. I hate working this job. I hate working a job. I tell people this shit all the time. I don't want a job. I don't want a job. I want to act, I want to rap, because shit like that, it don't feel like a job. I want to do shit that doesn't feel like a job. It don't feel like a job. I got to wake up in the morning and swipe a card, or I got to get on Chronos and log in, get on ADT, log in. I got to motherfucking receive a call from my manager and be like, hey, did you do this? I don't want to hear none of this shit.
Yeah, I used to hate that shit, man, for real. I remember, bruh, at my job, man, like, I always prided myself on, like, I was a good worker in the moment. Don't call me after work, though, saying, can you come in, no. But I feel like when you do, like, no, I ain't gonna say that. But I was a good worker, like, I made sure the job was done. I didn't if customers were there, yeah, can I help you? This is down the third. Were there times where I could slack off? Yeah, but you didn't really hear about Dior. Wasn't the guy that slacked off and left everybody hanging when they needed to know. He took care of business. He did his thing, and that's the type of worker I was. But I remember I used to have these managers, bro, that would just ask you, like, can't sit down. Like, them jobs where they'd be like, guys, no mingling, talking around, there's always something to do. Bitch, if you don't get out of my ear, like, or you need to sit down for just a second, bitch, we've been standing up for 5 hours now. Shit like that.
I'm tired of this shit on my mama. I'm 2 seconds away, 2 milliseconds away from slapping my manager, my boss, and all my coworkers. I swear to God, and whoever own this company, and whoever own a company. I swear to God, I hate working. We always get underpaid. And it's so crazy because your job not really your job, it's just your turn, because at the end of the motherfucking day, they can fire you whenever the fuck they want to. If they getting low on business, they can fire you and they gonna call it a layoff, because of course you able to get unemployment if they, you know, they call it a layoff. But I'm just saying, like, your job is not really your job, it's just your fucking turn. You could be down bad on your ass and you really need to work overtime and you can't even fucking work overtime. You don't even got a job no more. You don't even fucking know because they low on business right now. But I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. And I really hate the fact that I gotta depend on this shit right now. But one day, I'm not gonna need to depend on this shit. One day I'm not gonna need to depend on this shit and deal with these stinking ass customers, deal with these stinking ass managers, deal with these stinking ass coworkers. I just hate it.
And some of y'all may be watching that video and it's like, brother, people been doing this for generations to come. We've been hating jobs and that's just what a man gotta do. I don't believe that a man has to hate his life in order to support his family.
I don't think so either, but it's part of the process though. Like, it's not everybody's process, but I definitely was in the truck mad. Fuck. Mad as hell. But it's part of the process. And I know he done had some jobs where he probably was like, fuck, I hate this shit. I know one day, and just like my dog in that video, he too, one day he's gonna look back, because there be times like God do things for a reason, bro. I've always believed that. And certain situations, certain things, like things that I'll be bringing to y'all, be like, yo, Dior, you know, I appreciate that. Like, imagine if I didn't go through these turmoils and these bullshit, and I didn't have nothing to bring, or no knowledge, or no story, or no nothing to bring to motherfuckers. Like going through the traumatic experiences to essentially end up one day, you know what I'm saying, being able to give this info. I remember something I used to write down in a journal every day, I used to write it all the time, was that I wanted to inspire millions of people across the world. I used to write this all the time in my journal when I was like 15, then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I used to always write this shit, right? And I feel like I'm in the process of doing that, but the only way that you can inspire a motherfucker is if you can really relate to a motherfucker. If you can tell them about certain things that happen to you and they can relate, and you know, you give them your story. Like, how the fuck you inspire a nigga? How many people have you been inspired by that ain't gave you no story or no nothing, or you know what I'm saying, or they don't show you nothing like to be inspired about, like true inspiration. So I feel like I kind of made my own bed with that, and I beg God for that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I made my bed with that. So it's like, okay, you want to do that? All right, bet. You got some things you got to go through, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
I do not attest to that at all. And just because something is normalized doesn't mean you have to live it. If you see your current job as a business partner instead of the lord of your bills, on whether or not your bills get paid, you'll be able to breathe a lot better. Let me explain that.
Lord of
Listen,
your bills.
most people only work a job that they don't like because they have to pay their bills. So if you had other means to pay your bills, you would not need that job. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about me. I was once fired from a job, and when I got fired from that job, it was a real eye-opening moment, because I honestly got fired for something that I think was pretty dumb, but they did fire me. And although I was really pissed off at the time, like, dang, I got fired, you could probably go on YouTube on my old channel and search Ty Boogie got fired. You'll find a video of me like sad. I was about to start screen pressing shirts and everything. You can go find this video on YouTube. It ain't no cap, not me and my rap, you know what I mean? But me getting fired taught me a valuable life lesson early on. And the lesson was that job had way too much power over me. The job determined what I eat. The job determined where I was able to sleep. It determined how I look, what kind of fun I'm able to have. It determined all of that. So once I got fired from my job, I realized, dang, I was only that person that I was while I had the job because I had that job. Like, think about it real quick. Think about your life before getting your raise. Think about your life before getting that new position. You were a completely different person. You couldn't go out to the club with your friends. You couldn't go to the bar with your friends. You couldn't be out here dating. You couldn't drive that car. You couldn't live in that nice place you live in right now. You couldn't really support your kids. You are a completely different person when you don't have that job. Therefore, that person that's allowing you to have that job has all the power over your life, because one day they could just walk in, look at you, and be like, you know what, I don't like how he has 2 dimples instead of just 1. Let me find a reason to fire him. And now you're gone. And just off of that one decision of that person wanting to fire you, your whole life changes. So after I got fired from that job, I went to driving Lyft. I was driving Lyft until I could finally find another job. But I told myself that if I was to ever get another job, I would have a plan to never give a job that level of power over me ever again.
All I know is it ain't working for me.
Why you show up to work if you're tired?
I need $1.
You heard what that man said? He said, because I need $1. My heart really goes out to that man, because I feel that, man. Like, when you're working day in and day out, it could be so tiring. Going to sleep early just to wake up and get in traffic to go to work. Like, it's just so repetitive. It's tiring. So I understand when that man said he is tired, and son started to hug himself. And believe it or not, a lot of people are headed down the road to be just like that man, because you never made any changes. Let me tell you the plan that I had that got me out of working a 9-to-5 and finally gaining control over my life. I'd write down each one of my bills, and right beside them, I'd write down a hustle. So each hustle may be something either I did before, or maybe I could possibly do, or I could teach myself how to do it. All I knew is that whatever I was gonna do, I was gonna slowly get better at it. Because I had so many different bills, I had so many different hustles. But in my mind, it's easy to make $100 if I pick up a camera and do a photo shoot for $50 an hour. People would easily pay that. That's one booking out of the month. That'll pay my phone bill. I would go on to do this to have a hustle for each one of my bills. My biggest bill being my car note and my rent, or maybe I had mortgage at the time, I'm not sure. But anyways, for my car note, I figured, okay, let me get another car, so then that car could pay for both my cars and I don't have to pay for a car note. So I started doing Turo. For my mortgage, I said, okay, let me figure out how this whole Airbnb thing works. I started doing Airbnb arbitrage. I can't really say too much on YouTube how to do that, so hit me up in my Discord and I may be able to explain to you how I did my Airbnb arbitrage the easy way. It got to the point where these things became my hobbies. Just like how I used to play basketball when I was young, now I just enjoy making money. So when I would get off of work, I'd spend at least an hour to 2 hours of just figuring out how to improve in each one of these little businesses that I was doing. It was small improvements, but over time, it taught me by improving these skills, although my goal was just to pay my bills, the money for each one of the skills was surpassing the bill that needed to get paid. So now I have a lot of leftover money. So by giving myself the confidence of, dang, so all I had to do was have a thought and to actually execute. Now I don't have to worry about bills, which is why most of America works a job. So here I am at 29 years old and I'm doing what I love, which is making content like this, just speaking passionately. I don't have to worry about somebody saying, no, don't say it like that. Hey, make sure you're here at 5 o'clock and I'm forcing it on camera. Nah, I'm doing what I love to do, which is speak true, real stuff. Know what I mean? The stuff that the media is not saying, the stuff that we wasn't taught in school. Know what I mean? The stuff that's true to me. And by doing this, I put pressure on myself to make myself even better, to give y'all better information from me so we can learn together. But
I like that, bro. You know, I really wanted to let him get that off. Like that is just good. Like that's a great plan and idea. That sounds beautiful. You know, when it might come up, I'm 26. My come up, it wasn't, you know, I wasn't thinking like that. I like that mindset. I was like, okay, boom. I know what my expenses are a month. I know how much I need. Okay, let me go to work. I'm working. As soon as I get off, I'm just busting my ass. Like, it sounded like he was working a little bit smarter than I was. Like, he's like, okay, but I didn't get fired. And I didn't, it seemed like he said he had a mortgage and, you know, I don't know about his whole situation. So he might've had a little bit more responsibilities during my period. Like I just really sacrificed my younger 20s. I sacrificed my younger 20s. Bad. You know, you have options, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could do something like this. But in my younger 20s, I sacrificed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Relationships, time, because I just knew where I wanted to be. And it took time to get here. But but people be asking me, why do I have so many channels? And I guess essentially I kind of do have the same mindset. And it's like every channel that gets monetized, if I can make like $1,000, I can make $1,000 on a new channel. I know what to do. I know how to make $1,000. And then so I'm like, oh, boom, that 1,000, that pays this, that pays that pays multiple things. This is on the third. And it's like, now that I'm seeing how I'm moving, how he's doing it, I'm more so just doing it channel wise. Okay, I know my bread and butter. I know what I'm good at. You feel me? I know I'm good at making videos. I know how to provide value video wise. And I got the work ethic. I got the grind, right? So let me go on here, boom, Astral Dior Live, more Astral Dior Plus, Astral Dior, right? Astral Dior Umberto. But there's going to be a time where there's not going to be the channels that don't have my name on it. True Crime this, Body Cam that, Rain Sound this. I'm going to have channels that don't got nothing to do with me. I'm just going to keep making channels. Soon enough, I'm going to be doing not a mentorship, but a school community where me and my dog are teaching y'all how to do exactly what it is that we do. Feel me? That's coming with time though. So I'm not gonna talk too much about it. But like, so I like what he's saying here. I think this is a great video by Ty, bro. Men are crashing out over the 9-to-5 scam. I feel like y'all definitely should go watch that. If you like my commentary with it, to come back to this video and replay it. This was one of those good ones, bro. That being said, man, like the video, sub, comment up, Benjamin on the channel. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm great for y'all, bro. We gone. ADD lad up.